My name is Mhairie Claire Alvarez Miller. People call me MC. I'm from Singapore. I was born in Singapore, but my parents are not from Singapore, so I'm adopted. And I was adopted since I was a baby. My mother is Scottish and my father is Mexican. I've been in Japan about 4.5 years. This September I'll be here 5 years. I moved here September 2015. I came to Japan to study higher level education. So I'm a student at Osaka University. I'm studying applied chemistry at the School of Engineering. At first, my first 4 years bachelor's, I was in the chemistry biology program in English in Osaka University. I studied chemistry and biology, but when I started my master's, I focused on chemistry. For study, well, I was in Singapore for elementary school, middle school, and high school, but I came to Japan for higher level education, so bachelor's and graduate school master's. So I think it's different levels of education, but in terms of work ethic, I think in Singapore I was in an international school, so it was a little bit more casual maybe, and in Japan people are very hardworking, so it kind of forces you to be hardworking and to be more disciplined, but I think that's a good thing if you can handle the workload. So I'm not working full-time right now, I just have a part-time job, which is a bit difficult with my schedule since in my school I'm studying and researching in the laboratories 5 times a week or sometimes 6 times a week all day. I'm doing part-time job as an English teacher, a small family business called Friends to Friends, and then I'm also conversational English teacher at Premium Cafe Kaila in Japan, which has branches all over Japan. I worked a little bit as a model, not so much, but it was very interesting to try it. As an English teacher, as a foreigner, I think it's pretty easy to become an English teacher in Japan, literally everywhere. But as a model, I think for me it was a little bit more difficult because I found that a lot of Japanese modeling agencies looked for fair-skinned, Caucasian-looking models. That's what's advertised a lot, surprisingly, in Japan. But I'm Southeast Asian and I have tattoos. So tattoos is a big taboo thing in Japan, so it's difficult to get a modeling job here. Hardest part? I think language barrier and cultural differences. As long as you learn the language even a little bit, I think it would be much easier to live here if you spoke more Japanese. I found it much easier once I learned more conversational Japanese and could speak a lot more with my peers and with my friends and other people like that. And then cultural differences, it's just, different way of thinking. Japanese people's way of thinking in Western. I was brought up in a Western household in an international school, so I have a very Western mindset. So that's a little bit different, but it could be difficult for some people, but I think I'm okay with it. Relationships, when I first moved here, I thought I was going to make no friends, no Japanese friends, because I came here with such little Japanese language knowledge. I only knew how to say hello, thank you, how much, where's the bathroom? But once I took classes in university, but once I joined a lab where everybody was a boy and everybody was Japanese, I was forced to be in an environment where I was listening to Japanese every day and I had to kind of communicate somehow, so I had to learn Japanese too, speaking wise, and I think my Japanese level improved a lot, so I could make friends, and that was great. And then as a consequence of that, I was able to get a Japanese boyfriend, I guess, and that was interesting at first because he didn't speak English. I didn't speak that much Japanese at that time, and we had a very difficult time communicating because of that language barrier. It was difficult, but we put in the hard work, and now he speaks quite fluently and I speak okay. I can't say it's fluent, but we can communicate now. We've been dating almost 2 years now, and the cultural differences are there. We do argue about how we think differently and how we express differently. I think what I found, at least in my Japanese partner, he finds it difficult to express his feelings in words, especially in English, which makes sense because it's not his first language. But he insists on speaking English, so there's that. But I think once we argue and we get mad at each other, we'll have some space, and then we'll come back and we'll have a little discussion, a little talk, like, this is what I thought, okay, but this is what I thought. It's all just the legwork that you put in that will make it work, I think. My future goal is, at least for now, I'm doing my master's degree right now, and I'm in my first year, and I will be graduating next year in September. So my future goal right now is to graduate first, and then get a job in Japan. So I'm job hunting next spring in a Japanese company or an international company based in Japan. Either is okay. In pharmaceutical industry, a chemical company, a company focusing on agriculture where I can work on pesticides and stuff like that, or like a beauty company working on makeup and, you know, hair products. And I think there's a lot of opportunities for me in my line of work in Japan, I think. For me, I think Japan is a good country for me to achieve my goal, just because I think the science community and the companies, like, especially like for me, chemistry companies are very advanced and have a lot of connections around the world with other companies, and I think that's good for collaboration and good for my learning. People in Japan are very disciplined and very, very hardworking, and I think that's a good learning experience for me as my first job, to learn how to be more disciplined and to work hard in an environment that forces me to work hard. And I think it would be a good first step before I move to another country and start another job somewhere else. If you want to live in Japan, I think one of the most important things is learning the language. I think you can live here for like maybe a few years if you have very little Japanese language knowledge, but I don't think it would be easy for you to live here with little Japanese language knowledge. It would be a lot easier if you could learn at least conversational Japanese, so that you could get around more easily, get a job, you know, study something, whatever. And like, you need to come here with an open mind. Like, moving to any other country other than your own, you need to be here with an open mind and be willing to learn from the Japanese people, the culture. I think it's learning a different culture and living in that country will really open up your mind and really teach you a lot of lessons about yourself and about what you like and what you want and what you can do. I think that's really important. If you guys want to follow my Instagram, on the screen here, I think, you can follow me on here and see how I live in Japan as a university student in Osaka. So if you want to have a look, press here. Thank you for watching, guys. Please come to Japan if you can, to visit or to live here or to study, you know, whatever period of time you can come and visit. It's gonna be a great time. There are 4 seasons. Please like and subscribe, hit that bell notification button to get more information, and see you guys next time.